Hey everyone, Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another deck tech video today. But before we get into it, just wanted to let you know, because I saw a question of, have I set up a Discord? And the answer is yes. You will be able to find the link to that down in the description. Right now it's very small, a lot of my personal friends and I in there, but we are always excited to have more people. I've got it set up for everything from Commander and Pauper and Legacy. One of my friends in there is a huge Legacy enjoyer, so if that's your thing, go for that. CDH is even in there. We have channels set up so you can play webcam magic in the Discord. All I ask is that if you join, please be kind, please be respectful, because that's what the channel's all about, is making everyone feel welcome at the table. All right, enough of that though. Without further ado, let's get straight into Oh So You're in Pain. This is going to be a bracket 4 deck today. And we'll have one Game Changer, Orcish Bowmasters, and 2 Mass Land Denial cards, Blood Moon and Magus of the Moon. This deck, the commander will be Deadpool, trading card, which you have seen before in my Deadpool clone deck. He has, when he enters, you may exchange his text box with another creatures, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 3 life and pay 3, sacrifice this creature. Each other player draws a card. So you put them into play, take the ability of the best creature somebody else has, and then they get to lose 3 life or let you all draw cards. This deck originally had Karavak the Merciless as its commander, but Karavak costs 7 and is a little outdated and draws a lot more directional hate, even though Deadpool himself also does. This is going to be like I said, a group slug deck. So let's get straight into it. For our creatures, we are running 30 today. Some standout creatures that you may recognize that are very strong and very big threats on the board. We have Alexios Demos of Cosmos. He is a 4/4 for 4. He has trample, and when he attacks each combat if able, cannot be sacrificed, and cannot attack its owner. And at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player gains control of Alexios, untap it, and puts a 1/1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. So you power out your Alexios, you chill, and then you pass him to the next person, and then they start beating every other opponent with it. This card gets out of hand very quickly and can end games very quickly, and that is the point here, because you are going to draw a lot of hate. People are not in general fans of group slug decks, so you have to be able to kill off your opponents before they kill you, probably collectively. The other card like this is, of course, Slicer Hired Muscle. He has more than meets the eye. He is a 3/4 for 4 colorless 1 red. He has double strike and haste. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of Slicer until end of turn. If you do, untap Slicer, goad it, and it can't be sacrificed this turn. If you don't, convert it. So it has to attack, and it goads, so it can't attack its owner. Much like Alexios, this card gets out of hand very quickly. The double strike especially. As for other creatures that are kind of either sneaky threats that people aren't going to realize or become very strong threats, we have Dreadhorde Butcher. This came from War of the Spark. I actually really loved this card, and I wish it would have taken off more in like standard, because I thought it was really good. But I'm not a standard player for the most part, so I am very wrong about these things sometimes. He's a 1/1 for 2 with haste, and when he deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, put a 1/1 counter on him. And then when it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Especially in Commander, with a lot of slower decks, you're able to get him down, get a few swings out, and then at that point, he either can swing for a lot, or he'll end up dying and dealing plenty of damage to either remove a creature or something else. We have Unstoppable Slasher, who has Death Touch, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life rounded up. And when Unstoppable Slasher dies, if it had no counters on it, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control with 2 stun counters. We are also running Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls, Ward, pay 2 life, and whenever an opponent loses life for the first time during each of their turns, put a 1/1 counter on him. And draw a card. We have Lord of Pain, so your opponents can't gain life, and whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, choose another target player. Lord of Pain deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to the chosen player. We've got Treasure Nabber in here to take control of an artifact if we need to. We have Balrog of Moria. So when it dies, you can exile it, and if I do, for each opponent, exile up to one target creature that player controls. We have the Balrog's Durin's Bane. So these are our Beats Face creatures. It costs 1 less for each permanent sacrifice this turn. Haste and the Balrog can't be blocked except by legendary creatures, and when it dies, destroy target artifact or creature an opponent controls. We have Sunspine Lynx. So damage can't be prevented, players can't gain life, and when it enters, it deals damage equal to the number of non-basic lands that player controls. We got Solfim and Ogier to be able to double Solfim to double our non-combat damage. Ogier Accidental to make that non-combat damage a base of 4. We have Grima again, so that way people can't gain life. We've got Orcish Bowmasters in here. We've got Primus Eliminator. He's a removal creature. We've got Rampaging War Mammoth, which is when you cycle it, destroy up to X target artifacts. It's also a 9/7 with trample, but you're going to cycle it to pop some people's things. We have Maha, it's Feathers Knight, or as my friend group likes to call it, Maha, it's Feathers Bullshit. Flying, trample, discard a card. Creatures your opponents control have a base toughness of 1, which goes really well with the old Massacre Girl over here. We've got a classic Mogus. So at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, it deals 2 damage to that player unless they sack a creature. We got our Magus of the Moon, Inferno Titan, Immolation Shaman, Cryptborn Horror, and Bloodletter of Aklazatz. One thing that I probably need to put in here is the red creature from Duskmourn that makes it so opponents can't gain life if that creature is dealt damage. Scytheclaw Raptor's also in here, so if people want to try to play instants, they get 4 damage dealt to them. For our sorceries, it's classic red-black. We got removal and we got burn. So we got Banefire in here, pretty classic, can't be prevented, and can't be countered, deal X damage to a creature or player. We have Cut and to Ribbons, deal 4 damage to a creature, or each opponent loses X life. We have Insult to Injury. Damage can't be prevented. If a source you control would deal damage this turn, it deals double. And Injury deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to target player. Don't ever play Injury, play Insult. We have my returning favorite removal spell, Nuclear Fallout. Each creature gets twice -X, and each player gets X rad counters. We have Sadistic Shell Game, starting with the next opponent. In turn order, each player chooses a creature you don't control and destroy the chosen creatures. We have Shadow of the Enemy. Exile creature cards from the player's graveyard. You may cast spells from among those cards, as long as they remain exiled, and mana can be spent of any type. Toxic Deluge, a classic. The Nipton Lottery is choose a creature at random. You gain control of that creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. Then destroy all other creatures. And then we have Structural Assault. This card is scary good against anybody who's making treasures, foods, anything like that. It destroys all artifacts, and then Structural Assault deals damage to each creature equal to the number of artifacts that were put into graveyards from the battlefield this turn. Make them sack all their treasures, they still take damage. So there's no getting around it. For instance, we have Blood for the Blood God. This spell costs 1 less for each creature that died this turn, so blow up everybody's creatures. And it's an instant, so if somebody else wraths all the stuff away, via politicking, you could get them to do this. You play your Blood for the Blood God for potentially 3. Discard your hand, draw 8 cards. It deals 8 damage to each opponent, and then exile Blood for the Blood God. We got Doomblade. We have Electro Dominance, dealing damage. And Price of Progress. I have always been a huge advocate of Price of Progress ever since I played Burn in Legacy. I was pretty pumped when I saw some of the crew on the MTG Goldfish channel playing up this card, because I'm like, absolutely punish folks for all their non-basics. We've got Cursed Mirror, which can copy our Deadpool. We've got Jet Medallion, Ruby Medallion, because some of our stuff costs a lot of mana, lowers it down. We got Soul Ring. We got Urbrask's Forge. And then for our enchantments, we have our Blood Moon. We have Black Market, so whenever a creature dies, you put a charge counter on it. We've got Phyrexian Arena. We've got Reign of Gore. Pyrostatic Pillars. Whenever a player plays a spell with converted mana cost 3 or less, it deals 2 damage to that player. Spiteful Visions. Spiteful Banditry. Fiery Inscription. Captive Audience. Sulfuric Vortex. Players can't gain life. Stolen Strategy. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of each opponent's library. You can cast those spells. We got Necrodominance in here. Havoc Festival. Players can't gain life, and at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player loses half their life rounded up. Wound Reflection. At the beginning of each end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost this turn. I need to put Grievous Wound in here. Is definitely a card that I need to add. And then we have Vicious Shadows. We are running 35 lands. So mid, not as high as like 38 to 40, but not so low that you're going to be missing your land drops a whole lot. Overall, I don't play this one too much. I played a little bit in my friend group. Like I said, not too much because people are not overly a fan of group Slug decks, and I completely understand that. So this is one of those decks that you pull out and you have that discussion with folks before you play, just saying, hey, is everybody okay with group Slug? And they could say yes, and then they 3v1 you, and that is what it is, because sometimes you're here for a good time, not a long time. And yeah, so that is this group Slug, a pain deck. Oh, so you're in pain, or into pain. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all in the next Deck Tech video.